No, this is so sad. There are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now. Because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow. So all those people, who got eyes called on them, they were working on the farms. So now that they're gone, they cannot sustain the farms. You know what's crazy about this video? Because I talked about this like 2 months ago when Trump brought over all these South Afrikaners, farm people, where we find out that they were not really even farmers. And I was talking about this and found out that a few of our dear white farmers here had started losing their farms because of promises that were made to them and was not kept by this administration. So now it's trickling down to some other farmers because now their workforce, they're gone. And I was seeing somewhere where somebody came over, and it was a Caucasian man. He came over from Twitter, and he was like, y'all, a lot of these farmers, white farmers, they thought that black people were going to come and work for their farms. There's a lot going on in this country right now. Us heading into possibly World War II. But this is a conversation just to kind of talk about right now. That people are kind of seeing I guess what's the word? I can't even find the word, but the decisions that they made, they are coming back to hunt them. Let's just say that. So sorry to hear this, but yeah. So I do hope that some of these Native Americans that did lose their lands, that they do get back some of these farms that are being lost.
Dozens of Texas farms shut down overnight. Why? Because 100% of the workforce has vanished. It's not a mystery. They haven't gone missing. They've left. Because of immigration raids and policies that treat the people that grow our food, even the ones with work permits, like criminals. No workers means no harvest. Do you think food's expensive now? Just wait. And this isn't just a Texas issue. It's your dinner table, your kid's school lunch, your grocery bill, your local farmer's market. You want America first? Well, guess what? America just ran out of farm workers. And it turns out crops don't pick themselves. We've arrested, detained, or deported the workforce. And now we don't have enough food. There aren't enough people to take care of the livestock either. Guess what? Cows don't feed themselves. Chickens can't clean their own pens. And then they get sick and they die. And there goes your milk, your eggs, and your cheeseburger. This is what happens when we let people write policy who haven't worked a day in their life, especially on a farm, but they never miss a steak dinner. We need migrant workers. We need labor protections for the migrant workers. If the workforce continues to disappear, so will all the food on your plates.
So Texas farmers are freaking out, not because of bad weather, not because of inflation, but because the people who've been keeping their farms alive, undocumented workers, are suddenly vanishing. ICE is ramping up raids again, and it's not subtle, it's strategic. These aren't just routine crackdowns. This looks like economic sabotage with a badge and a clipboard. Here's the play. ICE, backed by surveillance tech like Palantir and data collected from social media, mobile apps, and even AI-enhanced predictive tools, is hunting down laborers who are the literal backbone of the agricultural economy. People who've been milking cows at 4 a.m., picking vegetables in 100-degree heat, and keeping the shelves in your grocery store stocked. And now they're being dragged out of their lives and deported. Not because of crime, not because of national security, but because someone somewhere figured out that if you break the labor force, you break the farm. And when the farm breaks, it goes up for sale. Cheap. This isn't just about border policy anymore. This is about asset stripping. Richard Wolff has said it 100 times. When the working class gets destabilized, the elite gets busy shopping. Farmland, equipment, distribution networks, sold for pennies on the dollar to those who engineered the crisis in the first place. So while the public watches the news and laughs, saying "Fafo, F around and find out," like it's some karmic joke for these farmers, the oligarchs are watching Zillow listings for barns. And by the time we all realize what's really happening, the lettuce will cost $12 and a hedge fund will own your salad.
Texas is continuing the F around and find out stage. Guess what just hit zero before Donald Trump's approval rating? Right there. Farm labor attendance, 0. Entire fields, whole crews are ghosting fields, leaving fruits and vegetables to rot because the Donald Trump administration is too busy playing cat and mouse with people who just want to feed America. To the MAGA people who are saying that immigrants are taking your job, this right here is your opportunity. Pick yourselves up by the bootstraps, get those buckets, and pick those strawberries. No more hiding behind those welfare checks that are padded behind blue state dollars. You wanted the raids, you got them. Now get in those fields and pick those fruits and vegetables before you watch the produce aisle turn to a luxury boutique section. Chop chop, MAGA. And that's it.
Farms in deep red Texas are shut down, and Donald Trump is the reason. Now, as you know, Donald Trump has shifted ICE from focusing on criminal immigrants to going after easier targets such as job sites to pump his numbers up. But farms are hurting because of this, as many of their workers are either being deported or not showing up for fear of being caught up in these raids. And because of this, they're essentially shut down and no work can be done. Just take a listen to one farmer.
3 weeks it started to slow, but this last week or so has been huge. That's when it's like 0 people wanting to come out and
Yeah, 0 people. 0 people going to work the farms. And while, yes, these farmers are in the find out phase, we're all going to be in it. Because they're talking that our food supply is going to be shut down or have major interruptions. And it's not just Texas. It's California and Washington. We are finding out that, yes, immigrants do help the American economy. Immigrants are part of the American fabric. We just didn't realize it till it was too late.
This goes deeper than just deportations. What we're witnessing is the beginning of food feudalism. Because once billionaires control the land, the crops, the water supply, and yes, they're already buying up water too, they control you. And ICE is just the wrecking ball. They're tearing down the existing system under the guise of law enforcement, but what they're really doing is making space for consolidation, for privatized agriculture, for corporate farming on steroids. Think about it. A local Texas farmer loses 60% of his workforce overnight. He can't harvest. He defaults on loans. The bank seizes his land. And guess who swoops in? Not another farmer, a corporation, an investment group, a tech-aligned oligarch who sees farmland the same way they see distressed real estate, ripe for flipping and locking up. They already control your housing, your internet, your medicine, why not your food? And it's no accident that ICE is using Palantir and other surveillance tools to make it happen faster. These systems don't just track undocumented workers. They map economic ecosystems. They know which farms are most vulnerable. They know where to hit hardest. It's not immigration enforcement. It's predictive asset targeting. So while politicians blab about securing borders, what they're really securing is control over land, labor, and leverage.